For so long, I think purists have shunned using cognac with anything, even water.
When you cook or when you marinate, there's that intensity of the cognac who actually intensifies the flavor. And when we pair with food, it's the same thing, you know, we just intensify the product through the cognac.
Everyone thinks that approaching the cocktail like a chef is new. It's definitely not.
Cocktails and mixology is really an inner laboratory of trying things out, trial and error, making some mistakes. But the more that you test things, the better that you get.
When you compare any other spirits, you don't really have this richness and you don't have this density, this thickness. So if I was to be provocative, I would say that a lot of things appear watery compared to cognac.
The flavors are very important. And of course, if you use an alcohol made from grapes instead of grain or whatever, so you get much more flavors because it's a natural fruit.
Tasting is only memory. Memory what you eat, what you drink, and what you are able to associate and to enjoy this association.
When you cook, you're blending different ingredients. It's the same thing when you're making cocktails. You blend flavors to create harmony.
For today's recipe, I need something young, but not too young. Complexity, but maybe not too complex. So I have something in mind. Smell this. So a little bit apricot, a little bit plum,
Yes.
but also exotic.
I'm going to make a porcini fricassee with roasted shallot and a little parsley coulis. What we can say is that all these ingredients are very popular as growing on this region where the cognac actually is made.
Je fais partie d'une famille de vignerons qui doit être installée sur le village, sa création, puisque sur le fronton du porche, nous avons 1744. Alors nous sommes dans des sols, comme vous constatez, très, très calcaires, et c'est indispensable pour faire un vin cognac.
Because it's very poor earth, the vineyards suffer. But we know that when the vineyards suffer, they make a good quality. Nothing is hard when you love your job, you know? You have just to see the quality of the leaf. Here, she needs something. She's small yellow. This one is well, this one is green. It's like a beautiful girl, pretty girl, okay? This one I've not eat enough.
The East India cocktail really first appeared in the 1882 Harry Johnson's illustrated bartending manual. Start off with a little bit of pineapple juice. What we're doing is we're accenting a profile of the cognac, the sweetness of it and the spiciness of it. And what we're doing is we're amplifying that. The sweet is your curacao, your orange liqueur. And we use a little simple syrup, basically sugar and water. And your spice, which in this case we're using bitters. It is a punch, it does require spice. You get the spirit, which is your cognac, which you'll use about 2 ounces of. If you shake it, you're imparting air into it. You're breaking up those ions. What happens is it's a textural experience across your tongue. The cognac tends to have a lot of baking spices, so why not? We're gonna throw a baking spice in there, fresh grated nutmeg. And we'll use flamed orange zest. And we caramelize those orange oils because it's accenting and making it a little sweeter. But we're also laying some citrus zest on the top. There should be balance. When you taste something that's just right, you're gonna go, wow, that's good. If you say that's good, then you know that that's balanced.
We're going to do the roasted shallot now. It's usually going to be roasted in the oven. They're going to bring, keep all their sweetness. A little time, you just get more intensity of the flavor of the shallot. All the heat goes up, is captured by the skin, goes back to the shallot. There's no extraction. Everything is concentration.
Cognac is a distillate of wine, so it's a wine concentrate, and then it's aged for a long time. So you have this richness from the start, from the original material, and because of that, you really have an harmony, you have a fruitiness which nothing else compares to.
People say that to produce a very good wine, you need a very small crop, you need a very old vineyard, etc. Here, the soil and the terroir, of course, is important, but our concentration here is the distillation. It's not only the vineyard.
What is very important is to have a very good grape at the harvest moment, to make a good wine and to make a good cognac.
So we pump the wine in the pot still here, we put fire, the wine boil, and the steam pass through this element called chapiteau. After that, the steam pass through the cold water in a pipe here, so the steam becomes the eau de vie.
Eau de vie is a spirit just distilled. What you like in a perfume, you like all the aromas you can find in a perfume. And of course you have a lot more aromas in a perfume, for instance a perfume of rose, than you can have in the rose itself. For the cognac it's the same thing, you have the concentration of all the aromas of the grapes in the spirit, in the cognac you obtain.
These potatoes are gonna bring like crispiness, and they're gonna put all of these, different components together. That's the clarified butter, and this with the cognac is going to be a perfect accent. They all goes like this, and we're gonna put them up here. The potato, when they're gonna be finished, they're gonna be crisp and translucent to the light. Well, there are key elements in cooking. I think the first is to know how to select a good ingredient and cook it well. And when we cook well, I would say it's more like respecting the product. Remember the childhood of warm butter? This is what I can say about it. This is correct. We're just looking for a little bit of crisp, and you can define all the fiber of the potatoes, basically. That's beautiful, no? A butter potato like this alone would go well with the cognac. It's 100% butter, and it's potatoes, and it has some crispiness. With that cognac who has been aged in wood, we're gonna find some pear right here.
Barrels are watertight, but they are not airtight. And therefore, as evaporation goes through the wood pores, you create what we call here the angel share. This is why we get this great aroma here in the cellar.
We have a specific term in cognac industry when we're talking about this smell, about old cognacs and this kind of humidity, it's called rancio. For more romantic, you can imagine like you are into down woodlands with some mushroom in the morning. So you can enter, you feel it, all this humidity. So it is this kind of atmosphere, and here we age especially very old cognacs because we want to give this roundness to our cognacs.
Alcohol increases flavor. That's why people put it in food. That's why chefs use it.
We're gonna place a little bit some parsley in the corner here, and a little bit of the cognac.
And so that's what we're doing. We're taking those natural nuances of the cognac and accenting them, and then impacting it with flavor.
All of this for a glass of cognac.
This cycle of season, temperature and humidity is favoring the breathing of the eau de vie. It's like us, and they are maturing as we do, and some of us will age gracefully, some others maybe not so much. We have the same problem with eau de vie.
So all is very important. The quality of the wine, the quality of the distillation, the quality of the wood is very important. You need a real good barrel for aging.
Le bois, après on le monte en coque. On le bousine pour donner la couleur et la chauffe. le cerf pour donner les cotes. Ensuite, nous rognons les fûts pour pouvoir mettre les fûts. On les éprouve. Nous les emballons, les filmons et les expédions.
You know, when you are cooking, you take some spice, just a few. It's the same with a cognac. For example, if you want more apricot, for example, this cognac has more apricot aromas, or this cognac has more orange aromas. So you can blend different cognac to do what we want.
The art of blending is to combine them together and make a greater element of the combination of each individual element.
Why do you blend? I prefer to taste this one, for example, for the flower taste, and this one for the fruity taste, for what they are, and not make a blend to imagine something. And you see, I'm not. I say you, I'm not maître de chai. I'm only vine grower.
This is very, very fine, a very old cognac. C'est bon ça.
So you initially want to taste the flavors of cognac. And then from there, you can establish what other mixers and accents can go well with the cocktail, utilizing cognac as a base spirit.
A cocktail by itself should leave you with a sensation not only of wanting more of it, and so if you sip a cocktail and you had enough, it's too sweet or it's too acid or it's too strong, that's unbalanced. So a good cocktail is something that lets you sip it as long as it takes.
One of the things I really enjoy having fun with in regards to cocktail art are layered cocktails. So you're taking a look at what you think is thicker than something else and you're playing around with them. One sinks below one other one that you put in, and then all of a sudden you just start feeling your way through, and then you realize that, you know, the color spectrum that you can put together is pretty interesting. Parfait Amour, limoncello, Falernum liqueur, and cognac. You have sweetest, strongest. When you have the mixture together, it just creates a perfect balance.
So now we have this little parsley juice. It's a little coulis that we just made. And this is the dish. Like a nice porcini fricassee with caramelized shallot and pomme maxime, parsley jus. Would you like to taste?
And porcini and cognac, I think, goes well. Cognac spent 25 years in the barrels. It's infused with the wood. You just picture the tree and the mushroom growing at the foot of the trees, and the cognac.
We are in fall right now. This is the harvest of potatoes, harvest of mushrooms. It was all there. We just took what the ground, the soil, gave us, and served with a cognac who is from the same terroir.
If I give you tomorrow the keys and I promote you to master blender, your great problem will be, what am I going to do with all these 300,000 barrels, aged from 2 years to some of them 100 years? What are you going to do with them? It's just, you know, humanly you can't even answer that question. The sheer size of it and the time, the historical time that has been taken by generations to build up what we are.
We lost our art. Now it's trendy because we're reclaiming it. No. All we're doing is just catching up.
Cognac is right up the alley now. It's the spirit that, to me, working with cocktails with it and the aging of it, it's a perfect fit, really.
They are just blend In 1 week, perhaps, they grow. It's just the beginning. You have to wait 4 years before having a production. So it's 4 years to grow and having nothing. It's only for the future.
"20 years ago, the harvest was at the end of October. And now we harvest at the end of September, 1 month before, because the weather is not the same.
One concern we have now is the change of climate. We have to think in Cognac area to change a little bit how we're working in order to obtain always the same strength for our wines, even with the evolution of the climate.
Now we want to change many things and to be modern. We think that we are intelligent and we have computers and many things, so I take care about all this because I think we are very lucky to be in a whole village, in a famous village, and good production of aroma and many things. So if we disturb all this, we have not the same result. And what I want to do is to try to make the same job of my great father. So I'm not enough intelligent to change all. I just make what he do, okay?